damn nimble.
Thank you.
Put these stairs here.
Thanks, Rose.
Thank you guys. Good luck.
Good luck.
It's a way better luck with a ladder.
All right, are you guys going in?
Just to the bathroom.
Okay.
Where?
All right.
What floor do you want us on?
Right here.
Oh, we're here.
And
Okay.
this is
Okay.
live stream, so we want to get you
Okay.
going.
Yeah, you guys make it stream too.
All right, so I need you back here quickly, so we can get moving.
Good. Really good.
You have 3 ladders. This ladder's already up. Margaret, you're not ready to climb, right? Yeah, I know, same, yeah. Okay. Good morning. A lot of enthusiasm this morning. I love it. Great. The energy is awesome. Keep the rain gods away, huh? All right, where is everybody? There's always a calm before the storm where they run into the restrooms. Yeah. You gotta psych yourself up to play.
Morning.
Good morning. Although no one's there now either. Yeah, it's just kind of like when you leave. Because inevitably you move it here and then you'll need it on here. Surprised they didn't put the ladders, the chairs like facing this direction where you can yell, more people can hear instead of yelling into the woods. Yep. Yep. Okay.
8-minute mark.
I'm here.
Emptying my pockets.
I always have stuff in my house.
Okay. Got it. Okay, perfect. I think they went to the wrong club. is it today, though, right? Or they're back draws at other clubs?
You know what? They might have finished up the back draws yesterday because of the rain, so I'm not 100%.
And this is the women's quarters right now?
Yep. They'll do the women's quarters and the semis, and then they're doing the men's quarters. That's it.
Yeah. No, right.
Yeah, men's semis and final tomorrow. And the women's. Hi there, how are you?
Alright, we're gonna do this court first.
Coming through, watch out.
No, we're good. This is all your stuff, right? Good morning. I'm
Hi.
Macy.
Hey Macy, Mike.
Mike.
Great to meet you. Here's that ball warm up. Brought some new ones.
Hi.
Yes, you do. Are you gonna play together?
No, should we switch?
You might. I don't like that negativity.
Are you ladies okay with the lights on? Just want to make sure that
That's fine.
before we start, we can get a jump on it. It's totally up to you, ladies, whether you want the lights or not.
I would say no, but
Is it a consensus?
Why not?
I don't care either way. I don't think it's a difference.
Marcella, any opinion?
Either way, so.
What would you want?
Should we kill him?
What do you want?
Some lights?
Yeah, hurry up.
Hi, hi.
Now we're gonna take a picture out there with Mike.
Jackie, how do you get the lights on?
That one. I think it's over there. I think there's
Paying attention.
Yeah.
I'll bring it. Can we coach this if you want?
Yeah.
No, I emailed Ann. I work for I do medical cannabis company.
You gotta lead with that, Jack.
Medical. Yeah. I think all pot growers throw medical into it.
She is the most popular player on the women's tour.
Background. Ladies. Okay.
Do you ladies want to do the spin before you get warmed up?
We're down. Up. Down. Oh, I won. Marcella. Circle return. Return. Shocker.
You guys have a side preference? You ladies have a side preference? Hey, before we get going, just a few heads up, you guys are on the show court, so live stream, best behavior, please.
Marcella.
Yeah. I know all your kind. And they're holding us to very strict timelines, so we're going to do a 10-minute, full 10-minute warm-up. At 8
Mike,
minutes,
watch
I'll
your
introduce
back.
you ladies. And then in between
Look out.
sets, and then in between sets, it's going to be a full 2 minutes so that we can play. My name's Mike. So, I should introduce myself. And in between, full 2 minutes. You guys have heard the umpire speech before, so I'm not going to bother with it. to get involved as little as possible. It's about you. It's not about me.
Okay.
All right? So involved close. Keep going.
Okay, sounds good.
Good luck.
Do you have a game ball, Mike?
Yeah, we'll start with a new one, and then we'll switch that to 7. All right? Are you guys okay warming up with those? You can warm up with a new one and then play 6.
No, that's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta get my get my stopwatch. It's already broken. Put the lights on.
No, they don't want to run some.
You guys are going to have a kind of a long warm-up, so I don't know if that factors into what you're going to do, but just because the live stream timing. I figure we got 7 more minutes.
They've done it again. Johanna Runt and Stephen Mitchell are the APTA national champions for the 2nd year in a row.
There you have it, your women's APTA national champions, Florentina Harnish and Anna Maria Zabori. Hello and welcome to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Huntington Country Club in Huntington, New York, bringing you the 2022 APTA Men's and Women's National Championship, sponsored by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsors Viking and Paddle Pro, and local sponsors Joe Quintillion and Distributed Capital Partners, Signature Premier Properties, Diodario and Company. I'm Jerry Viant, along with Mark Fischel, bringing you the women's quarterfinals between the number 6 seeds Macy Elliott and Marcella Radesno, the number 3 seeds Roxy Anika and Gabby Nicolescu. And the players, Mark, are warming up on the court. Picture perfect weather.
Just like the weatherman predicted, right, Jerry?
Exactly. We're so happy.
Well, first of all, it's just awesome to be sitting next to you doing a match again. So let me say that to begin with. So let's introduce the players on the court. In the light blue on the left side of your screen is Gabby Nicolescu. Gabby is the director of racket sports at the Patterson Club and is generally considered to be the most athletic player in the game. And her partner in the dark darker blue, or Roxy Nika. Roxy is the director of the Orienta Beach Club. And are you starting to see a trend in my descriptions of the players?
I'm enjoying it.
Okay, on the far side of the net, in the peach and the top left-hand side, Macy Elliott. Macy Elliott worked under the tutelage of the legendary Carl Levinat at the Country Club of Darien, and just recently got a director position at the Country Club, the Golf Club of Avon. And then her partner in the white hat, in the gray fleece at the top right-hand part of her screen, is Marcella Redesno, and she is the director at the Eastern Racket Club. So we have 4 women directors playing in a match. 3 of whom are former national champions. And I was just looking around at the other courts, Jerry, and every court has a former national champion on it. And I was wondering when the last time that had occurred.
Yeah, it's really a fabulous thing to see. It actually gave me goosebumps when we started, lining up the players and who was going to be here. I'm like, they're all women directors.
Yep.
We've come a long way. It's wonderful. Okay, let's take a look at the draw, and we can see. I think the match. Elliot Redesno were happy to get through against Curtis Ondrekova yesterday. That match, tight first set. They were down love 3.
Saved 3 set points.
Yep, saved
5-4.
Came through, got the tie break 8-6, and then never looked back. So what I saw as that match progressed was Elliot Redesno, the national champions in Darien. They had that look again. They were building the point. Anika Nicolescu, they came through relatively unscathed. They played Anderson Bodman, and have a look at that return. And Nicolescu is here for business.
Yeah, the first 2 tournaments that Anika Nicolescu played the deuce court and was somewhat neutralized. And after they lost in Short Hills, both matches they lost to Hannah Sabori. Having had match points in Boston, they lost in straight sets in the quarters at Short Hills. And after that match, I was standing with them, talking to them, and Gabby looked at Roxy and said, "You've had your chance in the Ed court. I'm playing there now."
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they went on and they won the Philly tournament the next week relatively easily.
Let's just mention the other matches that we'll be covering. We've got Delmonico Gebbia playing Morgan Sikora.
A lot of female directors on that court.
Cooper Mollenveld versus Gio Williamson. That's on our other streaming court
More
with commentary.
female directors and national champs.
I'm liking this. Shea Sutter are playing Harnish Zabori.
Anna Maria Zabori, the new director. Okay, we're going to throw it down to the umpire to introduce the players. Mike Yachemsky.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2022 APTA National Championships. This ladies quarterfinal round match is best of 3 sets with tie breaks. To my right, in the deuce court from Darien, Connecticut, Macy Elliott. Her partner in the ad side from Monroe, Connecticut, Marcella Redesno. To my left, in the deuce court from Coscob, Connecticut, Roxy Anika. Her partner in the ad side from Norwalk, Connecticut, Gabriella Nicolescu. Elliot Redesno won the spin, and they elected to receive.
So Jerry, let's talk a little bit about the matchups between the teams. You pretty know what you're going to get from Nicolescu. She's going to move like a cat. She's going to drive the forehand as well as anybody in the country, with the possible exception of Anna Maria Zabori. She is a dominant player, 3-time national champion, lost last year with Liz Cruz in the finals, 7-5 in the third. She is a force. Roxy Anika, best player ever to not win a nationals, maybe, along with Amy Shea.
Yeah.
And it really just a tremendous talent. I remember the first time I saw Roxy play, I was blown away by her skills, her volleying, the power that comes out of that body is just, timing is astonishing.
And she's had some injuries. She's got some knee issues.
Hurt her back in Boston. So it's been a struggle for her physically. Been to the finals and nationals a couple of times. No question in my mind, she sees this as her best chance to win a national championship.
Mixed national championship. She's
3-time mixed national champion with Juan Araya, carried him to victory.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, to me, they are the second favorite to win this tournament.
And head-to-head, these guys have played twice this year. Once in the main draw semifinals in Boston, and they played in the quarterfinal reprieve Short Hills. And the women play those reprieves as if it's a main draw, so I count that as a match.
Yep. And they, Cruz and Nicolescu, Liz Cruz, Nicolescu's partner, last year put a serious beat down on Elliot Rodesno in the round of 16 to nationals. So they very familiar with the power and the abilities of Gabby Nicolescu.
Yeah, they will have to volley well. They'll have to really be tight on their positioning, which I noticed yesterday they did a much better job. Elliot and Rodesno closing off the court. Rodesno is just smooth as smooth. She's not going to overpower you. Her favorite shot is her forehand returner serve. But then she likes to build the point. She sends high, deep lobs. She's focusing on lobbing down the line and setting up the backhand in the middle.
And they're really going to have to watch out for that Nicolescu overhead. It's not as warm as it was yesterday, but it's still a warm day by paddle standards. And Nicolescu loves that hard overhead at you.
Yeah, she's going to get a lot of balls up high. They're going to have to watch. Elliot yesterday was hitting that flat, hard overhead straight at Andrekova and making her move forward. Be interesting to see if she uses that today as well and create a little bit of havoc.
And Macy Elliott's got, I would say, probably the best backhand in the women's game.
Yep. That middle, if you miss your overheads, usually in the middle being a safe spot, you miss your overhead by 2 or 3 boards, that she can do some damage.
When when Cooper Hanisch played Elliot Rodesno in the finals of nationals, they hit about 2 balls in 3 sets to the Elliot backhand.
Yeah.
They just absolutely, that was the spot in the court they simply would not hit the ball to.
Yeah, but you know what? I want to see how Elliot handles the roller from Nicolescu in the deuce side screen, because she likes that. Actually, so does Roxy Anika. But Nicolescu,
the Roxy roller.
yeah, into the deuce side and test the screenplay with a lot of spin of Elliot.
You know, the big issue for me with Anika Nicolescu is Roxy Anika willing to take a step back and be the support player? Because Gabby Nicolescu has to be the alpha, in my opinion. And Roxy's been the alpha on every team she's ever played on, including with Juana Rai, as I mentioned earlier. So is she willing to do that? Is she willing to take that step back and allow Gabby to be that dominant player?
Well, let's see what their tactics are. So Gabby Nicolescu serving. Asking the umpire if he's ready. I like that.
And I think if this is going to be an athletic competition, it's going to be a short day for Elliot Rodesno. I think they've got to turn it into a paddle match.
This is what I wanted to see. How's Elliot going to handle those screens and not get caught into that play?
Well, there she was in survival mode the entire point. Never really got a hold of the point, put up a good lob, and was able to recover.
And God, what perfect paddle weather. It's cloudy. It's like high 40s. Ball's not going to fly as much like it did yesterday.
Early on, you're seeing some of the challenge that Elliot Rodesno faced. And
Yeah, the spin.
And Anika Nicolescu volleys so well that they really negate return of serve to a large degree. And again, Macy Elliott's in the washing machine. Really.
That's what they need to do, though. Rodesno's high, deep lobs. Anything short is going to be a barrage of a combination of different spin overheads. So they've got to get that ball up high and deep.
Same point. Played it twice.
All 4 women directors, as you said, Mark, in the Connecticut area, which are a huge hotbed of paddle.
Macy Elliott is going to have to lob better than that. A little unlucky there. Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to win some points on return of serve and take control of the net.
Yeah, well,
obviously very early.
yeah, let's let them settle in. I can see see a little bit of nerves there, so we'll give them 4 games, and then we'll see what
4?
happens.
Okay.
Yeah, I always like everybody to have a little turn to serve and just get their heart rate down. And I mean, as I say, every nationals there's nerves, and then there's national nerves. Something's up with the snowboard. Doing a little maintenance. See, this is the advantage of being a director. Your eye becomes sharp to all the little things that need to be done, and they're locking in the snowboards.
And I'm very confident that Nyack Field Club never had an unlocked snowboard.
You're right there. Yeah, so last thing you want is they obviously expect a lot of scrambling, a lot of running, and the last thing you want is your foot to go out through one of those snowboards.
And we should talk about the reason the snowboards are unlocked, because we had snow here in Huntington in the last week, 10 days. And when you have snow, you unlock the snowboards and shovel the snow out.
Right.
We've all
They're laughing now.
Yeah.
They're all right. Well done, Marcella Rodesno serving.
Now we're going to get our first look at that big Anika forehand.
With the freight train coming in behind it, putting tremendous pressure on Rodesno's first volley. I think they'll be looking to change the look.
Oh.
Yeah, too good.
Surprised Rodesno quit on that ball so soon. I mean, that ball was eventually could have retrieved it. A little frustration early from Elliott. I just think that Anika Nicolescu returned too well to just conventionally serve and come in against them.
Yeah.
You're going to have to try some alternate formations, and here they go into the I formation. Oh. Wow. So 4 games you want to give them? Is that what you said, Jerry? Because
yes.
it seems to me that Anika Nicolescu was very tight early on.
No. 4 games.
We played 8 points.
Oh my goodness, that last return of serve. I mean, could you hear it?
Yeah, I heard 2 sounds. I heard the sound of it coming off the Nicolescu paddle, which is a loud thump, and the slightly less loud thump of it contacting the Elliott body.
All right, so Roxy Anika serving.
And her serve can come and go. She's fully sidearm these days. She's struggled with it at times. And you watch Nicolescu, she wants every shot. Oh, great blitz from Elliott, but misses it. And that brings the point streak to 9 consecutive to start. Not the way you want to begin a match if you're Elliott Rodesno.
You always impress me with your counting skills, Mark.
I learned them early. There's that big rip from Rodesno, and they're on the board. And they've got to punish the Anika serve. Definitely the weakest shot in the arsenal for Anika Nicolescu. A little bit of a miss hit there from Macy Elliott. Works out well. Takes them to 15-30.
Oof.
Good blitz there from Elliott.
Yeah, Ellie, she won't be able to hesitate. She's got to go and get right on top of that net. Nice touch.
And that Nicolescu overhead, that roller she hits from so deep in the court, in my opinion, the best overhead in the history of the women's game. Elliott managed to shovel that one over the net.
And that's the risk. We talked about this yesterday. That's the risk that you take when you hit that hard overhead into the back screen. Your net positioning then to volley, you've either got to bail or you've got to be right on top of the net and shut down the 2/3, the side where the ball is.
And there, Anika wasn't right on top of the net and paid for it.
A little bit off, had to reach. And that's, again, fast feet, slow hands. Got to chase those balls, and Elliott knew where she was on the court and was able to control that shot. So 1-2, Macy Elliott serving.
And we've seen a number of different serves from Elliott this season. She has that kind of, what do you call it, the low and go?
Low and go, and that's all she did yesterday, was the low and go.
Now in college, she had a big serve, college tennis. So when I talked to our college tennis coach, Kati Jewell, and she was saying that Macy had a big serve and a big forehand. She was just amazed when I told her how Macy played platform tennis.
You know, it's always the last shot to get, usually, in paddle.
Boy, Anika Nicolescu just coming at them relentlessly.
Yeah, she is on the ball.
I do like Elliott Rodesno talking about things, trying to figure it out, problem solving. Because right now they got a problem, and her name is Gabby Nicolescu. Just firing away. Nicolescu looks comfortable, would you say, Terry? That's
Yeah.
not going out on a limb?
She's very comfortable.
And that's the challenge for Elliott Rodesno. They're going to have to find a way to make her less comfortable.
And they're laughing. They're relaxed. I like that.
That's a good sign.
Yep. I wondered if that was going to happen. You get caught up in that when it's being done to you. It's very tempting to try to counter, but
And that's got to be a down the line over it. It's very hard to do it cross court because it travels so much further. It stays up on that side wire. So, due to my counting skills, I can say that Elliott Rodesno have not won a point in the 2 games that they served.
and we're at the 5th game.
Do you think we're going to start seeing them stay back on serve shortly?
I think they're going to stay back. I think they take their returner serve and then really focus on high, deep lobs. They've got to find a way to slow this down.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. If this is going to be a physical contest, not much question who's going to win the match.
Okay, now there we saw something that Rodesno should, and again, it's a little bit of confusion on those 2 lobs. So they could build on that. All right, this is where Elliott Rodesno would have a chance. They don't have to go in too early. I would just stay back and just build a lot of points. High, deep lob. Is that out?
Yep.
Okay.
Just wide. Another really good first volley from Nicolescu. That Roxy roller, such a good overhead from Anika. Hard and low, tough to hit off the deck.
Yeah, and then it just drops off of the side screen.
Elliott's lobbing is really hurting her.
Oh, we got to get a replay of that.
Talk about confidence,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. Because I've really not seen Elliott get tested like this in the screens with the spin.
Yeah, we haven't seen her hit a single backhand. And she's been, pick a term, a whirling dervish, just being spun around back here with Anika and Nicolescu overheads.
Yeah, she's got to get that lob up higher and deeper. Hit the returner serve. She's got that shot, and then just relax into building the point and seeing if we can. I mean, I saw two points in a row where there's a little bit of confusion, not between Anika and Nicolescu on who was going to take the overhead, and try to focus on that. You got to pick a spot when you're on your heels and you're being attacked like this. You have to, instead of just playing your mindset, keep alive, have something positive that you can go to.
They're just not able to survive the first couple shots of the point.
Yeah, I think they've got to stay back, change the look, get themselves just not be a target.
And then you saw Elliott jumping out of the way, and immediately she retreats to the backcourt, and this is a really smart move. They've got to find a way to slow the pace of this match
Yeah, I
down.
mean, Nicolescu's feet were off the ground on that return.
Saying she really needs to hit that ball? She's letting up on it too much?
I'm saying it wasn't just all arm.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the first point they win on serve. Staying back. Smart move. Make your opponents hit that first volley. But now comes the second part of the challenge. So they stayed in the point. Now they got to deal with the Nicolescu overhead.
Yeah, but there is a way here for them to build the point.
Elliott's got a lob better. There's a couple of good ones.
Yeah, see, that's it. Create a little bit of movement. Make them have to think about who's going to take the overhead. Because they both want it. They both, Anika and Nicolescu, want the overhead. Goodbye. Good transition.
Yeah, smart bail. Great lob.
Right now, they've got to make sure they don't get caught up in the speed with their overheads.
Yeah, that was not going to be an effective drop shot regardless, and it's, again, to your point, it's accelerating the pace of play.
Yeah. So when they got into the net, Elliott Radesno, it's important that they remember what their game plan is and not try to speed up.
Just always amazed at Nicolescu's ability to hit that roller from way off the net.
Yeah, she can hit it 2 feet out of the service box.
Was that a lob overhead?
It was.
Over Radesno?
It was a good call. Radesno, I think, thought it was going to go long. Nice move. Nice move. Too bad.
They've just, I think the move was a good move, but they're still playing too fast. They got to find a way to slow the game down. So we're about 20 minutes in. Played 6 games.
Other than that 2 little hesitations, I don't see any weaknesses, any dents in Anika Nicolescu.
Again, pace of play.
Yeah. That's not her speed of play.
And that was maybe a 50-50 ball if you're being generous. So where does the offense come from here? They've just got to generate it through lobs.
Yeah.
It's one of the real ironies of the game to me, Jerry, is that with all the new shots, all the firepower you see in the game, it almost always comes down to who's going to lob better.
Bread and butter. You gotta see it as an offense. You're building the point. It's not defense. Using those lobs, find a weakness. Right now, they need to lob well to get out of trouble, because anything short, as we're seeing, it's just a constant barrage of hard hit spins, and it's deep in the court, so they can't even hit a block lob off of anything to take away time.
Right now, they're just being overwhelmed. I'd like to see them play a point where they hit 50 lobs.
Yeah, it's exactly what they need to do. And I think they're trying. That's the risk. When to take it.
And Anika had her in trouble there. She was on that volley.
But they're thinking, I may not get another opportunity. Do I take it now, or do I keep throwing up the lobs? So pressure of Nicolescu. She's always looking for the ball. She was looking to make that poach, cut the ball off.
Double set point.
Shrinking the court.
There's a big rip from Elliott.
40-30.
Two set points saved. Oh, so smart.
And that was good that Nicolescu got out of the way of Anika. To talk about fleet of foot, did you see it?
Yeah, I'd be fleet of foot if like,
I mean, she wanted that shot. She was swinging from right to left.
And Anika has served really well today. So much pressure on him with the rollers, just not getting a lot of good swings. And then ultimately they throw up a short one, and Anika Nicolescu are punishing him for it. Look at that roller. Oh, got to play let, Jerry. The gate's open.
Yep, gate's open. They're not noticing.
Nobody's noticing it. Wow. And there it is.
And it goes out the door.
Game in first set, Anika Nicolescu. Introducing the Viking axe. Bold, unique, innovative, groundbreaking. A perfect blend of both worlds. All axe models combine the superb maneuverability of the Ozones with the oversized head and stability of the Reignites. At 88.9 square inches, it's a true oversized frame, but specifically designed with a longer handle to accommodate the two-handed backhand, one of the most important shots in the modern game. Featuring Viking's proprietary carbon throat stability system. For enhanced stability and shock reduction at contact, the axe has a massive sweet spot that's very forgiving for balls outside of it. Viking, rule the court. Jerry, anything we got to say that we haven't already said about slowing the game down?
That's all I can come up with, Mark. Easier said than done. I tell you, Anika Nicolescu, it is the best I have ever seen them look.
They look great.
Frightening.
Yeah. Although I have to say, Jerry, when the draw came out, I think a lot of us looked to see which side of the draw Nika Niculescu was going to fall on, because it was 50-50. They were going to be with Hannah Sabori. And in my very humble opinion, those were the two best teams in the draw.
Yeah, well, they've only played 3 tournaments together.
Yep.
They started in Boston, lost in the finals to Hanish and Sabori in a 3-set battle.
Having had
And
match points, as we mentioned earlier.
Short Hills, they played again quarterfinals, lost to Hanish and Sabori. And then in Philly, they beat Curtis and Andrekova 3-3. And, you know, you've just seen the improvement. And they switched sides, put Niculescu on the ad side. And the Achilles heel of serving has not shown up at all. Both serving really well. And their game plan has definitely unsettled Elliott and Radesno.
Carl Levinet's noticing they don't have a game plan.
I think they're shocked.
Well, they're clearly, they were in survival mode from the first point.
Yeah.
And when you're in survival mode, you're not thinking, you're just reacting.
Yeah.
And that's the kiss of death.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I've seen a team play Elliott in the deuce side like this.
And Elliott starts set 2 with a foot fault. Boy, that's frustrating. But those rollers they're hitting. Just hit the 30-minute mark. But those rollers that Nika Niculescu are hitting from deep in the court, just to me, just dominating play.
It's an update from one of the other quarterfinal matches. Shea and Sutter are up 3-2 over Hanish Zabori.
And that's the 3rd time this year Hanish Zabori have been behind in a set. Dominant season they've had, saving match points twice, but just have undefeated.
Undefeated.
Since last year's Nationals. Since Anna Maria Zabori had latex surgery. Right before Nationals. She used to really struggle seeing the ball at night. And again, it's just too fast to...
Well, at least they're trying something different. Radesno trying to poach, cut the ball off.
But they played 1 point where they hit a whole bunch of lobs. And here they are. And I hope Elliott's staying back. She makes that volley. That's part of Niculescu's strength. She moves so well. I think she's clearly the best mover I've ever seen. Just so strong and powerful. 15-40.
Elliott's trying to get the error of going hard into the screen or create havoc.
30-40.
Couple of misses. This would be a huge game for them to find their way through. Problem, of course, they got to go back to Niculescu now. Both teams taking a minute to chat separately, I might add. Good thing there's a fence between us and that ball.
We're protected.
Assuming the fence can stand up to it. Oh, that's a shame. That is Macy Elliott's bread and butter. Made some confusion there between the two of them.
And temperature is starting to drop a little bit.
I was thinking of the word raw.
It's a good word.
A little raw out.
Starting to drop. What a fabulous setting here at Huntington. We're down. The courts are down in a little bit of a valley. Feels like an amphitheater. Their new hut.
The native grass is growing behind the court. Might be the prettiest setting in paddle.
Yeah, it is. It's beautiful.
Lisa Rudloff, director here, done a wonderful job. There's a big forehand. Almost looked like Anika wasn't ready.
I mean, this is the only real swings they're getting is off of their return of serves.
I just worry that Elliot Rodesno have not gotten enough paddle this year. Now you could say the same for Anika Nicolescu, but Nicolescu doesn't seem to need that much paddle. She came out firing this year. Didn't play a tournament before Boston. Morgan Secor up 4-2 in Delmonico Gebbia, first set. Anika very confident in that call. Not correct, but confident. That's great play from Anika. That short volley. Nope, misses that forehand. That was an impatient swing. Feet weren't set.
Yeah, so Elliot Rodesno, they had one final, the Western New England, where they lost to Shea and Sutter, 7-6 in the third. And then the quarters of the Witch, semis of Chicago, where they lost to Hanish Sabori.
Okay. Chance to break the Nicolescu serve and get back on serve.
They didn't play the last tournament in Philly, so their last event together was at Short Hills, quarterfinals.
Big cut in the two-handed by Nicolescu, catches the top of the tape, and we're at 1-all. That was a big game right there.
Shea Sutter is now 3-4 against Hanish Sabori.
How do they find a way to hold serve, Jerry? Because they have yet to accomplish that feat.
Boy, just these spins.
And Elliott does not look comfortable on the backhand side when she gets caught over there. Certainly didn't on that ball.
I like that they're taking some time here. But looks like they're staying with the regular.
Oh. I know they won that point, but I just don't think that's a winning strategy. And that's the danger of the roller from that deep in the court. Margins are very small.
Now this is a huge moment for Elliott and Rodesno.
Get into the match, get over that first hurdle. Make that volley.
It's not going to work. Just, boy, Anika looks good.
Yeah, I just don't think, even though they got to 30 all in this game, it's just been a couple of errors
Hey.
from Anika Nicolescu, which is great, but it doesn't go to the strategy.
Yeah, but at least they're in the point.
Oh, what a pickup from Anika. Macy Elliott's just fighting for survival right now.
That's the lob. He's cause a little bit of confusion in the middle.
Big point here. Goes early in the set. Just misses the lob wide, and it's game point. For Elliot Rodesno.
No. I would not be giving Nicolescu a lob right now. There's been a couple of errors come out of Anika. Nothing out of Nicolescu. I mean, they've got to hang on to anything to get a point here.
First set to Gio Williamson from the adjoining court. Macy Elliott hits the lob into the umpire's chair, and it stays.
So the matchups here, Cooper Mullenville playing Gio Williamson. The winner of that match will play the winner of Shea Sutter Harnish Sabori. Domenico Gabbia Morgan Sikora will play the winner of this match. And we'll be streaming that at 2 o'clock today.
Seems to me, Jerry, like there are two freight trains headed down the track in the same track in opposite directions that are likely to meet tomorrow morning around 11. And this freight train is back on track again after a momentary blip. 6-1, 2-1.
What do you know what the score was?
6-3 first set for Gio Williamson.
So you watched some of the round of 16 from Cooper Mullenville yesterday, right? They were playing at another site.
Yeah. Went over to the Village Club of Sands Point where Liz Jaffe, another female director, is in charge. And they played against Kiro and Petrini, and they struggled. They were down 6-1, 2-love very quickly. Oh, great blitz there from Rodesno. And just kind of found their way through the match. Still not quite sure how they won that match.
Kiro Petrini is a team that has had a breakthrough season this year, a new team.
A lot of talent. Monika side on serve really looks good. Elliott had the look, just missed it. And right now their margins are very small. They can't afford those mistakes. This is almost a must game for them.
Nice return of serve.
Big rip there. They've got to punish return of serve more often. Just not winning enough points on that right now. First set, Hannah Sabori, 6-3. First set, Morgan Sikora, 6-2. Rare miss from Nicolescu.
Yeah, I think that's her first miss. And she's not happy.
She's got high standards.
That's a champion.
Another missed overhead from Monika.
That's what Elliott and Rodesno need to focus on. That's the only 3 points they've gotten.
The problem is they have yet to hold serve. I guess you could win a match not holding serve. Doesn't seem likely, though.
No. How's that going to work?
They're going to win 2 tiebreaks and break them every single time?
Okay.
I didn't say likely. I was more saying possible. Theoretically possible.
It's good that they're talking.
Yeah, I hope they come up with the right solution, because I think they need to both stay back and really slow the pace of play down. They're just losing way too many points with a target at the net. And it looks like Elliot Rodesno are staying back. Here it comes.
Yeah.
This is the type of play we need to see from Elliot Rodesno.
It's a lot of pressure.
Long?
Yeah, just long. Yeah, I think Rodesno's got to move her lob over more down the line and just get Anika to take it and maybe test to see if they can freeze out Nicolescu a little bit and then get Nicolescu to think that she wants to take some of those. Just try to find a little bit of confusion. This play's not going to work.
Elliot's turning the wrong way on that ball. Kind of turning into it and facing it as opposed to keeping her shoulders square and looking to hit the forehand. Because that ball came off high and she could have really attacked it, but she wasn't in position.
They're just too good.
And I should
That's just too good.
My leg hurts where Elliot hit her leg with the paddle. That was a full swing, Jerry. Low 40. Just not winning any points on serve.
Rodesno's got to get a hold of Elliot right now. It's only 2-3. They're right there. She's frustrated. You just need to get her calibrated back in, dialed back in. I know she's not used to being attacked like this in the deuce side. Well, at least I haven't seen it. It might have been some of the matches I didn't see, but I have not seen any team go after Elliot Rodesno in this style. And they've completely shut down her ability to drive off the deck on the backhand. They're making her uncomfortable, but it's still, they were 2-all, and I just feel like she's getting too frustrated.
We've seen one signature backhand from Macy Elliott?
No, that's what I was saying. She's just, she's getting the return of serve. She's getting the log, but now it's okay. Just take a deep breath, reset. Get your team into the point. Serve, return a serve, get into the point.
Great slide by Anika. Just can't afford to make mistakes like that.
Well, it's just the constant pressure of Anika and Nicolescu. They're just completely, obviously, dominating.
That's just such terrific volleying from Anika Nicolescu.
That's 2 really good lobs. this is the type of point where Elliott and Rodesno have a chance.
That's what they've got to do.
You just have to relax into it. And their mindset should be, you know, this is offense. So you can see they've this negated the ability of Anika and Nicolescu to hurt them with the overheads as much as when they're inside of the service box. And see if they can wear them down.
And also let them know that they're here for the long haul.
Yeah, so you see again, there's a little bit of hesitation with them in the middle on that overhead. And as soon as that lob gets too short, yep, they'll start scrambling.
Yeah, really well played point.
Yeah.
Didn't drive a single ball, but still managed to win it.
And looked like they enjoyed that. It wasn't keep alive.
Less survival mode. Agreed.
You know, test the patience of Anika and Nicolescu. How many overheads are they willing to hit with more, you know, more placement, and wait for the right ball, the shorter ball. See, like right there, that placement of that lob. See if there's any confusion.
Love the adjustment from Elliott Rodesno.
And interesting that they've gone away from spinning the ball hard at Elliott, and now they're totally going after Rodesno.
Well, I think that's a function too of how deep the lobs are.
Yeah, but even before they were just they were pushing it over there.
Sun making an appearance here. Isn't that what the weatherman said? It would be a beautiful sunny day.
Look, see again, Mark?
Yep. Catches the seam. Positive energy.
30 all.
Yeah, I think this is almost a must-win game for Elliott Rodesno.
Well, as you just noted, the positive energy is back in their body language. You see, she's hesitating. Just keep, if you're going to come in, just keep coming in. Let Rodesno clean up anything behind. You can't wait and see. It's that one step off.
But also they've been slowing the pace of play down, and that's speeding it up again. That's not where they've had their success this game.
Oh, nice touch by Rodesno.
Great blitz there. Again, that point to what you said just a few moments ago, there Elliott was back in survival mode. She wasn't in control of the point, they were in control of her. She was just looking to put the ball in play. So whatever the signal is, it was an open hand from Anika.
Let's see what happens. She's going to go.
That was a really nice adjustment there, I thought. Desno had been returning very well.
Oh.
Vicious nick, and it's 4-2. Anika Nicolescu.
I mean, how's that roll overhead? She was behind the service line into the corner.
Now the challenge is they have to hold serve.
All right, 2-4, second set. Cruz Nicolescu got the first set 6-1.
That's one of the few balls that Elliott has punished them on.
Yeah, Elliott was able to bring that ball down between them.
Rare forehand error from Nicolescu. She can't believe it. She has to ask the umpire, is that really out? I never missed that shot. Just such a good recognition of Desno being too deep in the court and just went right after her. Couldn't
And she
chase that
goes,
ball down.
yeah, and she goes right at her left hip. So she has to get out of her own way first, which puts you a step late in catching up with the backside. I just get the feeling that Nicolescu has, after that other game, has just said, you know what, enough of this. Let's finish it off. I have the feeling that, like, again, she wants to hit every ball. And she gets those rollers in the last foot of the court.
First sign of some negative energy from Nicolescu there. Two points for their first hold of the match. And a fault from Rodesno. She can't believe it. Great dig there. Nico was lucky that overhead stayed in the court. And there it is, a hold. Some positive energy from Macy Elliott. For over 20 years, Paddle Pro has been recognized as the industry leader in platform tennis. The knowledge, expert advice, vast inventory, and ultimate customer service will help any player find the perfect equipment to take your game to the next level. Paddle Pro is the only website to carry all platform tennis brands. For more information, go to www.paddlepro.com. Well, Jerry, they've kind of climbed back in.
Yep.
Now the question is, can they break serve in one of the next two games? new ball for Anika to serve with, and her serving has been flawless.
Both of them. Very impressive.
But it's really been a struggle for Anika with that sidearm serve the last few tournaments. She's been great with it today.
Just want to recognize Dwayne Hayden. I just saw him walk by on the top. Long-time tournament director here. Lisa Rudloff is the director of rackets, and she, and along with the APTA crew, Ann Sheedy and Jackie Cameron, Ann Waldron,
Tim Mangan, director of rackets at
Nassau Country Club. I mean, it's a lot of work to host these nationals and a lot of moving parts.
That's some great volleying from Anika. Elliot asked lots of good questions there. Anika was up to the task.
That was good. She kept the ball between her and the net and was moving forward. It's one of these long points again that gives Elliot Rodesno a chance.
Just got to play this way. They just got to get these lobs up in the air.
Good patience by Anika Nicolescu.
Constant pressure. Never backed off, even with some real good lobs. Never had a reset over. It just kept coming at him with the roller. Hard roller after hard roller.
See how I call it the drive-by volley.
Yeah, she just wants the ball.
She's got her paddle set, backhand volley, lines it up, and she can do that because she knows that Anika's going to cover anything that gets by her.
That's great play. And again, that's that cross-court hard overhead, which just isn't nearly as effective as the down-the-line one.
When Elliot puts that ball between her and the net and moves forward, then she can pick her spot. She can see where they are in front of her.
Oh, what a great wall they set up. Good low volley from Anika.
Serious knee bending.
Your knees hurt after watching it?
No, I'm okay.
Just checking.
Just noting.
There's that cross-court one, which is, oh, Elliot was on that ball, kind of lost sight of it. Nicolescu misses that one. Good rip from Elliot. here's exactly what you're talking about. Nicolescu crosses. It's a down the line drive which comes straight up the back wire, and Anika's able to drive it back through, and they take over the net.
That's a great lob by Elliott, because it was deep, wide, caused the cross, created movement.
2 game points saved. We're talking here from Anika Nicolescu. Oh, that's a big miss right there from Macy Elliott. One hour mark. Monica Gebbia up 2-love second set. And Zabori up 2-1 second set. No, it's 4-2 Delmonico Gebbia. Very brave of Marcela Redesno there.
Yeah, but smart move. Let that go through.
You could see.
Looks like Nicolescu was squinting.
Yeah,
the sun's starting to come out.
Another missed overhead there from Anika. They're hanging in there. They're competing right now.
Oh, they can sense the moment right here. 2 points from 4-all and 2 points from 5-3 lead. Big difference.
And they've already saved 3 game points. Can Anika keep up her flawless serving?
And the winning formula.
Taking a little extra time here. Throws in another good one. Good return from Elliott.
And you have to do that with Nicolescu. You have to go down the line and keep her honest. You can't just keep going cross court and trying to beat her. She's too good.
There's no little late on the switch there, but get away with it. Some great lobbing from Rodesno. Again, great patient play. Point for 4-all. Big return there from Rodesno. Anika misses the forehand. It's 4-all. That was a big game right there, obviously.
So Anika Nicolescu, they had the formula, hitting those spin overheads, just a barrage of spin combinations into Elliott's corner. And once they figured out that they needed to just build the point and throw up higher lobs and not try to attack some of those balls so early, they've been able to claw their way back into this match. And completely giving up the net, taking away the target for Anika and Nicolescu to aim at.
His first missed lob we've seen from Rodesno in a while. She's been lobbing brilliantly.
Again, they're staying back.
Yeah, Nika's missing some balls right now. No reason to force that ball in that spot. crawled over the net. Priscilla Rodesno took a moment to fix her hat there.
That's the benefit of a high lob.
It's like a firing line.
Yeah, once they get on a roll, they line up that neck. You have to make a complete commitment if you're receiving that nick. You're going to cover the line and don't even think about taking it if it jumps out behind you. Oh.
Vicious nick there.
15-40.
It's like we said earlier, Jerry, they've just got to lob better. Got to get those lobs high and deep. Heard 5-2 Delmonico Gebbia. That was the right, just a little rush there, not quite set.
They're in these points. I mean, those first service games, you know, where they were trying to serve and volley and where we weren't getting past the first 3 hits, at least they're in the points now.
I think we've got an overhead view of the grounds here at the Huntington Country Club, which John Scott is going to graciously show us. He pulls out, and you can see the native grasses.
Yeah, they've added the seating, the extra seating up there, the bleachers.
Just a beautiful setup. There's the tent for the barbecue tonight.
Tennis courts are behind. They have clay courts.
Okay. Nicolescu will serve for the match at 5-4. Great return there from Elliott. They just got to have a weapon and return a serve. Got to win a few points that way.
Solid serving from Nicolescu as well.
I mean, I'm not sure we've seen I know we haven't seen a fault from Anika. Maybe
No,
one from Nicolescu.
I don't think so.
As soon as she sees them switch sides, she goes to that hard overhead.
Smart play.
And it's so interesting how well Rodesno handles the hard overhead when she's in her customary backhand court, but not so much on the deuce side.
Yeah, I think it's just they should just throw out the lob and switch.
Run for their lives, basically.
Well, just be. She gotta just be where she's comfortable.
Great forehand there from Elliott tagging.
Build where she can be, where they can build points.
Tagging Anika. 15-30. Couple of good returns this game from Elliott. Oh, that's a big rip from Rodesno. That was one of those lobs that's so bad it's actually good. Too short for Nicolescu to take a swing at it. bad ball to swing at, but fails to execute. 2 points from the match.
Nicolescu just taking a moment.
Surprised if we don't see Anika move here and try and cut off the Elliott return. See if she gives us that open hand. No, they talked about it, so we'll see in a moment. Nope, it makes the volley. Extendo arm there from Macy Elliott as she ran that ball down.
Yeah, but much better court positioning from Anika. She was all the way over. Had that backhand volley ready.
Oh, I thought Anika was able to cut that ball off. Great get from Rodesno. Elliott doesn't know she got it. Oh, did she touch it?
I think so, because she just
Stop
stopped
play.
play.
40-30.
That takes us to match point. And there it is.
There we go.
Game, set, and match. And Nika Nicolescu 6-1, 6-4.
Oh, Nika Nicolescu had the winning formula. Totally dominated with their spin overheads, and I mean, they really took away the strengths of Elliott and Rodesno. And Elliott and Rodesno, they did a good job of trying to figure out what to do. They just started a little bit late. You know, the whole first set went with them still, you know, having one up at net and trying to hit winners too soon, trying to force things too soon. But once they figured out, get into the rhythm and set up those high lobs, they had chances. I mean, they were right there.
And I love the ending, Jerry. Big hugs from all four women.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of respect. As we talked about earlier, 4 female directors, just wonderful to see.
The camaraderie on the women's tour is fabulous. Like yesterday, even after the round of 16, the 4 of them were all having lunch together, all chatting.
You see Roxy Nika with her foot up about above her shoulder as she's stretching?
Yeah, she's...
Can you do that?
I can.
Okay, good.
I'll show you.
Yeah, I'll show you how far I can get mine up, too. Okay, so we're going to be back at 2 p.m. with the women's semis, weather pending. Things potentially could change based on the forecast, but we anticipate it's going to be at 2 p.m. today, right here in the APTA YouTube channel, presented by eNet Live.